Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. What's happening?
Okay. I'm calling about the Scientology thing and why people do have an issue with it.
Okay.
It's because they don't have to pay taxes.
That's not their fault. They're an applied science.
Well, I understand, but they're saying that they're a religion and they're buying up all this property with nothing that's contributing back into the state of Florida or Clearwater, especially.
Yeah, but they're doing it for their organization, which is helping countless amounts of people that are Scientologists. And
have you been into one of those properties?
I was in the hotel at one point.
Right. So the majority of them are no one's there.
What do you mean?
So they're just buying. No one's there. They're just storefronts.
Yeah, there are facades on the front, which I think looks very Disney-like. I think it's interesting. I don't know what they're doing. I mean,
right,
each
so
one
it doesn't contribute anything back into the city of Clearwater or the state of Florida. So that is why people are having an issue. If you're asking why people are having an issue, that's the reason.
But what do you want them to? What are they required to contribute back? Like, what are you expecting from
tax dollars?
Tax dollars.
Yeah, but they're a church.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't? But it doesn't. But the point is that they're taking all that tax money away from the city of Clearwater.
Okay, I mean,
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, it definitely makes sense. I don't know if it would get me fired up enough to be mad at anything, but I get it. That makes sense.
But it's a lot of property, and that is very high
Smart
dollar turning, for lack of a better way to put it.
Yeah.
But like usually a church
down there.
But usually like a church would only have like one piece of property.
Right. They wouldn't have the whole downtown Clearwater.
They're taking
They've
up
got the entire downtown. It's basically just shut down to revenue, and that is why people do have a problem with it. So.
There could be actual operational businesses.
Absolutely. Exactly, Carmen. Exactly.
What is your name, ma'am? First name?
Angie.
Congratulations, Angie. The first common sense caller I've had since 2024.
Yes.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I get it. I asked a question and I got an answer. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the heads up.
Have a great day.
You too. I could not really understand why people, because look, you look at the Vatican, it's the largest landowner in Europe, but I understand why she's saying people
because if there's a Hilton down there, then that's paying tax dollars in Clearwater and it's bringing people to that area and the whole thing.
Yeah. All right. I still like them. Mike Calta Show, good morning. Close your window. Mike Calta Show, hello.
Oh, hi there, Mike Calta, Medicine Man.
Good talking to you. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Shalom, Michael. How you doing?
Shalom, my Jewish friend.
Hey, listen, back in the day, I had a hood cleaning business for restaurants where I cleaned the exhaust systems.
Right.
And I did a job back in the church. And what was happening at the time that I was doing it, I had no idea Scientology, what was going on. All I knew that it was another job. When we were going in there, I had to cut into the ductwork so it would have easy access to clean the exhaust systems. Obviously, they were having a meeting in the room next door to the kitchen, and they told me that I can't do the cutting because of the noise. So I stopped and listened to what was going on in the auditorium or in the cafeteria, whatever room it was in, and they were shaming a woman. And I don't remember the reason why she was being shamed, but she was going up there saying that she was sorry. She should have never done this. And I was thinking, like, what the hell's going on here? I had no idea, and I wish I remember what the topic was. But then me being nosy, I looked around, and there was a paper there that she had to admit to all these different things of being embarrassed, being humiliated. And I thought, that's kind of weird that you have to do that in front of a large group of people. So I don't know.
It's kind of like any 12-step program when you go in front of the group of people and you have to admit all the things you've done wrong. You have to, if you're willing to start, Spanish will tell you, if you're willing to start over, you got to be broken down and start down and really admit what all your problems are. I mean, look, I'm not defending the way they do their day-to-day practices. I really don't have enough knowledge about it. But having been in other religions, I mean, having grown up Catholic and having to go to confession, you do the same thing. You go in the box, you talk to the priest, and you break down all the things you've done wrong.
Yeah, I got no problem with that. I just thought it's kind of weird that you're doing it in front of a large group of people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything good or bad about him. That's my experience with him. And I got no reason to knock him. I mean, you're right. It's gorgeous architect down there. It's clean. There's some weird things that go on. I mean, their employees, at the loading dock, I have a friend that makes monthly deliveries there. They're armed. And they got security cameras all over. And I'm assuming that's because of the publicity that a lot of people don't like them and they got to protect themselves.
Well, also you're dealing with celebrities. You're dealing with a lot of money. You're dealing with higher end people. I mean, you got Tom Cruise, you got John Travolta, you had Kirstie Alley. I mean, just to name a few of the people who are down here in their celebrity area. So they have to protect themselves, not just for the dangers, but for the privacy.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, it's nothing good or bad. It was just, kind of weird that I thought that happened. But you got to do what you got to do, because I'm sure the publicity's a lot worse than what they actually are.
For sure. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good talking to you, buddy.
Don't forget, Kirstie Alley dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't.
Well, you said that
they didn't kill her.
No. But you were saying that she was involved in stuff. She's dead.
Mike Calta Show, though.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
I just wanted to point out, everybody else made my points, but the other thing I wanted to say is, don't forget, at the Fort Harrison, that's where Mick Jagger and Keith Richards wrote "Can't Get No Satisfaction." My junior.
What about your junior? What did you say?
My junior prom was at that building. I've been in Clearwater since 1963, and when they first came down, there was a newspaper called the Clearwater Sun that was trying to do exposés on them, and they had a Supreme Court case saying they were not a church, quote, and they should have to pay taxes. And I agree. I think the Catholic Church should have to pay taxes too.
I'm 100% with you on both. For both the churches. I don't understand why they get a tax exemption for it, but now that's been the only source of people's anger is taxes. I did know that about Mick Jagger because he said it last time he was in concert here, and he mentioned Hooters.
Yeah, it was at the Fort. They were staying at Fort Harrison, and they were playing at Jack Russell Stadium downtown Clearwater at the time. We were all little kids then, and stuff. But that was that area is like, there used to be a guy down there a couple of years ago who was doing little tours talking about the history of Scientology. He was making a living doing it. My boat's down there, so I drive down there every day.
Yeah.
And so he was doing that, and I was watching him. I thought, what a great business idea. He was just going around to the different spots and talking about the history of Scientology. Then he disappeared.
Oh, they got him. All right, thank you. I will tell you this, that over the years, the Scientology people have been in the studio with us, and they didn't withhold anything. I mean, they took phone calls. They let us ask them questions, and they did not answer anything. And I thought that was pretty ballsy of them to do that. They put themselves in a vulnerable position and took all the questions. And I told them straight out, I think I used these words. I said, look, I think you're nuts, but I think all religions are nuts. So it's not you. And I just don't understand why people single you out over other religions. Really, if you take a step back and you start, like, I remember the epiphany I had when I was a kid or probably like a teenager about the Catholic religion. And I was like, wait a second, you can't live to be 300 years old. And they didn't make a woman out of a rib. Like, I just started realizing what was a story and what was not. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
I love you guys. Hey, I got mad at them because they got rid of the Spaghetti Warehouse.
Yeah.
I'm still upset with that, man.
Son of a bitches.
Cut them a deal.